So RedMagic has pretty much perfected the gaming tablet with this here Astra 2, which significantly upgrades and improves the original RedMagic tablet in many ways. You got boosted performance, some snazzy liquid cooling tech, even better battery life, a brighter display, and of course the usual sassy virtual AI assistant thing. Anyway, I've been playing with the RedMagic Astra 2 these past couple of weeks. Here's what I reckon. As if you couldn't already tell, I rather like it a lot. And for more of the latest and greatest tech, please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first up, the design of the RedMagic Astra 2 tablet hasn't changed up too much from the original. It's still a compact 9-ish inch meaty old slab. Not too chonky mercifully. And if I'm wearing some of my baggier shorts, can just about squeeze it into a pocket. Like so. Ta-da! Oh, don't mind the white stains, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's just toothpaste. It's certainly got a pretty good heft to it, that's for sure, but still comfortable to clutch for a good few hours at a time. It's a completely flat screen, of course, and not particularly thick bezels surrounding it. Just thick enough so your hand flesh doesn't intrude on that display when you are scrolling about and bulk up the responsiveness. And just thick enough so that selfie camera can be squirreled away in that top bezel so you don't have any horrible notch or selfie cam orifice intruding on the action. And once again, you've got a solid and good looking full metal jacket finish. This stretches all the way around the edges to that back end, and it's a matte finish with just this glossy strip up top. So thankfully it doesn't get all grubby and fingerprinty. Just needs the occasional wee bit of spin and polish to keep it looking box fresh. And I really appreciate how that back end is completely flat. There's no sticky out camera lenses or other bits. So absolutely zero jiggle if this thing is just sat on a desk. And naturally it wouldn't be a RedMagic device without an obligatory bit of RGB action. And it's not just the RedMagic branding here that lights up, but also the coolant strip. And this is fully customizable, of course, within the RedMagic Astra 2's settings. So you can deactivate it if you want. You can have it turn off automatically if the battery is particularly low. You can have it flash for notifications and the like. You've got full customization of the actual color of the thing as well. As long as you like blues or greens, because those are pretty much your only options here. You can also get sort of bluey green if you prefer. Now when you're clutching the RedMagic Astra 2 in landscape mode like so, the power button's over on the left edge and it does have a built-in fingerprint sensor. So just a quick tap of your digit to that pad and you're pretty much straight in. As you can see there, it's given me absolutely no jip these past couple of weeks. Highly reliable, never fails on me, and as you can see, super responsive. And once you're in there, as usual, it's a bit of RedMagic OS version 11. And as usual, this serves up a mostly stock Android vibe with some stylized fonts and theming to make it feel a bit more gamey. You've got a respectable amount of customization in here, and of course some extra bonus bits like the Mora digital assistant, who I'll touch on in a bit. That absolutely makes me sound like a filthy old man, which I am, but what I meant to say is we'll bang on about her in a bit. But otherwise, RedMagic hasn't tinkered too much with that general Android vibe. You do have a wee bit of crapware, unfortunately, stuffed on here, including AliExpress and some random crappy games which absolutely do not make the most of the Astra 2's many talents. Although, hey, you know, that is a beautifully rendered seagull right there. Well, thankfully you can delete all that bollocks easily enough, zero stress. And the good news is my tablet came with 512 gigs of storage space, which is just as well when the likes of Wuthering Waves takes up 50 gigs plus by its bloody self. Well, sadly, bugger all support for micro SD memory cards to expand that storage if you need to. Now, as before, when it's time to get stuck into a game, what you'll want to do is flip the old magic key, which is bright red to help it stand out. And once your heart's calmed down a bit, you'll have fast access to all of your games you've got installed on there. You've got in-depth game settings, you can manually tweak the performance, the GPU settings, etc, etc. And this is also where you'll find Mora lurking.
Hi, Captain! Hello!
You can do all the usual dress-up shenanigans to a jolly wee tune.
Are you up, Commander?
Just don't. Anyway, none of that has really changed over the previous RedMagic Astra tablets, the same as the smartphones as well. And when you're actually in a game as well, if you swipe twice from either the left or the right side, you'll yank out the old RedMagic gaming dashboard. And this again has all the features we know and love. So for instance, if you're playing a very chill game, a bit of match 3 tile, whatever the f, you can just chuck it in eco mode for the best possible battery life. Otherwise, beefy little morpho like Wuthering waves, chuck it into rise mode for top-notch performance. You've got additional features like optimize, which can just wipe out any background shenanigans that might be leeching off your RAM, etc. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this left-hand column, tons and tons of different tools. You'll also find the Diablo mode, which is almost kind of like a secret, hidden away super performance mode. But to be honest, haven't needed that on any RedMagic device so far, because Rise is more than enough. And you can also quickly and easily tweak the screen brightness, very helpful indeed. You can record the action. Give that a quick tap, you just get a little pop-up. You can record all of that hot action with the option of also capturing your voice for a bit of commentary using the built-in mics, which in my Wuthering Waves recordings is mostly just me muttering to myself, what is actually happening? I don't understand. And occasionally just breaking down and sobbing. But anyway, on to the all-important subject of performance. And the RedMagic Astra 2 tablet is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. One of the absolute beefiest platforms around, and a step up from the original Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset of that first tablet. And that is backed here in my review model by a rather healthy 16 gigs of RAM. And perhaps unsurprisingly, those top-notch specs made for top-notch performance. As usual, I downloaded and installed all 50 bloody gigs of Wuthering Waves, one of the more demanding Android titles, far from optimized, that's for sure. And I ran it here on the Astra 2 tablet on the highest graphic settings at 60 frames per second, just to see if it could cope alright. And completely unshockingly, it was a beautiful experience. Only on a handful of occasions did I actually see that frame rate dip anywhere below 60 frames per second. And that's after hours and hours of gameplay testing. And even then, I didn't even realise that the frame rate had dipped below 60 FPS. It was only when I checked back in the report that I realised that on a handful of occasions it literally dipped into the high 50s. So about as close to flawless performance as you could possibly expect from a 2026 device. And also unsurprisingly, highly optimised titles like Call of Duty Mobile ran gorgeously here on the Astra 2 as well. This time I stuck at the very high graphics settings at the 165 frames per second level. And I gotta say, through my many matches on this thing, I saw absolutely zero fluctuation. It stuck to that 165 Hz performance rigidly. And of course, it's not just the performance that's been upgraded for the Astra 2. You've also now got that fresh bit of liquid cooling tech stuffed in there, same as some of the more premium smartphones they do. That basically replaces the fan entirely, although you've still got a big old sizable vapor chamber stuck in there just to help with the heat. And this can be activated at any point just in the Astra 2's general settings. Otherwise, it's also switched on by default in the gaming menu. So whenever you load up a game, the liquid cooling will kick in. And I've got to say, the cooling system on the whole does a fantastic job. This tablet doesn't feel warm at the edges where you actually clutch it, even if you're gaming for 2-3 hours at a time. Can get a wee bit toasty up at the top end around the central area where that chipset is housed, but well away from your fingers and never to a troublesome degree either. Certainly never saw any kind of throttling or anything in that performance again, even when gaming for hours. So certainly the Astra 2 is noticeably cooler. That cooling system is more effective compared with the old Astra 1 tablet, which to get rather toasty under duress. And the Astra 2 gaming tablet sports another 9-inch OLED screen, or 9.06 inches to be absolutely precise, with a 2.4K resolution. So even though it's quite a nice spacious panel, giving you a good wide view of the action, those visuals stay nice and crispy. But what I appreciate most is that RedMagic has boosted the brightness of this display for this generation. So if we were to chuck it on the maximum brightness all the way up, it's absolutely eye-searingly bright to the point where, as you can see there, even the vicious glare from the studio lights barely has any impact on it. You can still clearly see everything that's going on, so you can game on this thing quite happily outdoors, even on a sunny day, as long as there's not too much glare reflecting off that shiny screen. And the refresh rate maxes out at 185 Hz. And you know, your Uncle Spert's knackered old peepers can't tell the difference between 120 and 165, let alone all the way up to 185. But you know, if you're young and sprightly and somehow you can see the difference, then great, good for you. And on top volume, those speakers are suitably bloody loud. and an alright amount of bass as well. So gunfire and explosions in the likes of Call of Duty sound, reasonably beefy. They don't just sound like, a hedgehog is gently farting in your general vicinity. You get a respectable sort of stereo speaker effect as well, even though the speakers aren't blasting that sound directly at your face. They are edge mounted. But for true immersion, of course, you want to get some headphones on the go. Bluetooth works absolutely fine, nice and lag free. Unfortunately, bugger all headphone jack on here, which is a shame, but you can always plug in a dongle, I guess. And you've got the usual DTS sound shenanigans on board, including full support for DTS X Ultra. Now, when we're talking about the battery capacity, it is the merest of upgrades for the Astra 2 tablet. It's an 8300 mAh battery compared with the 8200 mAh on the previous Astra tablet. So it almost kind of feels like, there you go, be happy or bugger off. However, when it comes to the actual battery life, there is a serious step up here for the Astra 2, at least that's what I found in my testing anyway. The rest of the RedMagic Astra 2 hardware clearly makes a big difference. You've got a different chipset, you've got a different cooling system, etc. I found that when I was gaming on Wuthering Waves on those maxed out settings on the Rise mode, I managed just over 5.5 hours of non-stop action from a 100% charge. That's a significant leap over the previous Astra tablet, which managed around sort of 4.25 hours of Wuthering Waves action under basically the same conditions. And you've got 75 watt wired charging support, and if you want to plug the RedMagic Astra 2 tablet in and continue gaming indefinitely, you do have a bypass charge mode, or charge separation as it's known here. So as you can see, they're power supplied only to the system, not to the battery, just to prevent overheating. And you've also got yourself a pair of charging ports as well. There's one here down on the bottom when you're holding it in landscape mode, otherwise over here on the right edge. So whichever you go for, you should be able to find a setup that allows you to game unhindered. And yes, as mentioned before, you do have a selfie camera housed in that narrow strip of a bezel above the screen here on the RedMagic Astra 2 tablet. This is pretty basic stuff. It can record your lovely mug at up to full HD resolution, no 4K support here. Stabilization's not great either, but it's fine if you just want to shoot a quick bit of commentary while you're doing what do the kids do these days? The Twitch, the twitchy stuff. And you do have a rear camera as well on the back end of the RedMagic Astra 2, which can actually record at 4K resolution. No idea what that's doing there, what you're going to really do with it, to be honest. Let's face it, nobody's buying a gaming tablet for the bloody camera tech, surely. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new RedMagic Astra 2 gaming tablet. And while I quite liked the original, this sequel is a serious step up in many different ways. The performance has been given a further kick up the arse. The cooling tech is much improved, and the battery life is also considerably better compared with the original too. And if you want to get gaming when you're out and about, well, the improved battery life and also that much brighter screen, definitely good news. Anyway, that's what this saggy-faced sourpuss reckons. Be great to your thoughts on the RedMagic Astra 2 gaming tablet. Are you tempted? So let us know down below. And hey, while you're down there, why not poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Also have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.
Hey, hey, hey! There's no switch here.